This is AGTV, and I'm gonna tell how one of the most ruthless members of the mob Piru, Mob James, helped the feds set up FG. This all comes straight from paperwork from Pacer. How Mob James is referred as CW, cooperating witness. Included in this paperwork are transcripts. The transcripts are from an audio where James was wearing a recorder at the time. In the conversation, he's referred to Mob.
FG, this Mob. I'm over at Drew house. Call me at Drew phone, 637-9787. Peace. Yeah, it went through now. Said thank you. That look like Drew coming right now.
Right here in his car?
Yeah.
What's up?
I just paged him and told him I was gonna be here.
Tonk would have been right here in a minute. Shit, if he don't come, I know Tonk will sell it to you.
Hey, Betty.
Damn. Got my jaw hurting like a mother.
On June 13th, 2000, a controlled purchase of 4 ounces of rock cocaine was initiated utilizing a cooperating witness, CW Page Frank Thornton, aka FG, on the morning of June 13th. Shortly thereafter, Thornton called CW back. CW told Thornton that he wished to purchase 4.5 ounces of rock cocaine. Thornton told CW that he had to go by his barbershop and then run a couple of errands before he could do it. They set up a meeting time for 1 p.m. at 1817 East Pine Street, Compton, California, the residence of Drochan Owens. At approximately 12:55 p.m., CW paged Thornton and left a message advising Thornton that he would need to postpone the meeting to 2:15 p.m. Prior to departing for Pine Street location, CW's person was searched by Special Agent Wade Lee and Special Agent Patrick Sullivan, producing negative results for money or any drugs. CW was equipped by Special Agent Lee with a body recorder and transmitter, which were turned on just prior to departing for the meeting at approximately 1:55 p.m. CW was given $2,500 to conduct the transaction. CW was driven by the Special Agent Lee, acting in an undercover capacity to the meeting on Pine Street. The activities at the 1817 Pine Street address were observed by a surveillance van occupied by Special Agent Holliday and FBI photographer Richard Fernandez. A separate surveillance was prepared by Special Agent Holliday. The meeting produced following the information. Special Agent Lee and CW arrived at 1817 Pine Street, Compton, California, shortly after 2 p.m. Thornton was not at the location yet. CW exited the vehicle and conversed with the individuals that were at the location. Special Agent Lee departed the location at approximately 2:35 p.m., then returned approximately 25 minutes later. Thornton arrived in a gold-colored Chevrolet Tahoe approximately 20 minutes after Special Agent Lee returned. Thornton met CW and both of them walked towards the door of the residence. CW called for Special Agent Lee to follow. Lee exited the vehicle and went inside of the residence with CW and Thornton. Owens came inside shortly after, along with a black female known as Bert. CW advised that Thornton had brought back the cocaine in powder form. Thornton then handed Special Agent Lee what appeared to be 4.5 ounces of powder cocaine. Thornton advised that he only had his soft. Special Agent Lee handed the package back to Thornton and told him that he wished to purchase rock cocaine. Thornton said that he had the 9 ounce, 8 ounce, and 4 ounces of cocaine, but they were all in powder form. Someone then asked Thornton for 9 ounces of rock cocaine that morning. Thornton advised that the reason he did not have any rock was because he could not get to his utensils that he uses to convert the powder cocaine to rock form. CW and Special Agent Lee again advised Thornton they did not wish to purchase powder cocaine because they did not have any way to cook it in order to convert it to rock form. Thornton then told Special Agent Lee and CW that they had given an individual known as Tonk 4.5 ounces of powder cocaine earlier that morning, and Tonk had cooked it into rock cocaine. Thornton said that if Tonk still had the rock, then he would have Tonk bring it to Special Agent Lee and CW. Thornton added that if Tonk did not have the rock cocaine, then Thornton would give the 4.5 ounces that he had on him at the time to Tonk and have him cook it. Then Tonk came back to CW and Special Agent Lee could give the money to Tonk. Thornton then handed the cocaine to Burt and went outside to speak with Tonk. A few minutes later, Thornton came back inside and advised CW and Special Agent Lee that he was going to give the powder cocaine to Tonk for him to convert the rock. Thornton then retrieved the powder cocaine from Burt. Thornton then went to the front door and handed the cocaine to Tonk. Thornton said that Tonk told him it would take approximately 30 minutes to cook the cocaine, but Thornton thought it may take about 2 hours to do. Special Agent Lee and CW exited the residence with Thornton. Thornton went to his vehicle and departed the location. CW and Lee departed the location shortly after Thornton. Approximately 15 minutes later, Lee returned and dropped off CW at the Pine Street address to wait for Tonk. CW spoke with individuals that were standing around outside. Lee departed the location. While CW waited at the location, Lee maintained communication with him through cell phone. After an hour of waiting, CW advised that he and Owens paged Tonk to find out the status of his return. They paged Tonk several times. At one point, Tonk called back and said that he was on his way. CW and Owens paged Thornton while they were waiting. Thornton did not call back. At approximately 6:55 p.m., Lee returned to the location. Lee went into the 1817 residence to get CW. Lee and CW then departed the location. At the staging location, Lee turned off the body recorder and retrieved the $1,800 from CW. A search of CW for money and drugs provided negative results. CW advised Lee that there were numerous drugs transactions conducted at the location after Lee had departed. CW also engaged in numerous conversations that involved narcotics and other illegal activities with various individuals. At approximately 9 p.m., CW advised Lee that he received a call from Joe Sean Owens. Owens told CW that Tonk returned to the 1817 Pine Street address shortly after Lee and CW departed. Owens said that Tonk cooked the powder cocaine and it only came back to 4 ounces of rock cocaine. Tonk left the cocaine at the residence with Owens. CW advised Owens that they would return in the morning to conduct the exchange. On June 14, 2000, the purchase of 4 ounces of rock cocaine was conducted utilizing CW and Lee acting in an undercover capacity. The following related events occurred at approximately 11:07 p.m. CW placed consensually monitored telephone calls to 562-422-0219 and 310-637-9787 looking for Joe Sean Owens. There was no answer at the 562 number. A few moments later, CW received an incoming call from Owens. CW asked Owens if the 4 ounces of rock cocaine that Tonk brought over the following day was the same cocaine that Thornton had given to Tonk. Owens said that it was. CW asked how much it was going to cost. Owens told that price would be $1,750. CW asked if he should give the money to Tonk. Owens advised they should give the money to him. Owens said that he would be at the Pine Street address in 10 minutes. Prior to departing for Pine Street location, CW's person was searched by Lee and Holiday, producing negative results for money or any drugs. CW was equipped by Lee with a body recorder and transmitter, which were turned on just prior to departing from the meeting at approximately 11:30 a.m. Lee carried $1,800 to conduct the transaction. CW was driven by Lee, acting in an undercover capacity to meeting on Pine Street. Lee and CW arrived at 1817 Pine Street at approximately 11:35 p.m. Joe Sean Owens came outside and went to retrieve an oval styrofoam box from the trunk of a white Buick. Owens walked over to the front porch of the house with CW and Lee. Owens opened the box and produced what appeared to be 4 ounces of rock cocaine wrapped in a plastic baggie. Lee then gave Owens $1,760. Owens counted the money. While Owens was counting the money, an individual known as Al arrived on a bicycle. Al advised Owens that the police were in the area on undercover vehicles. Al then got on his bike and departed. Keith Reynolds and Demetrius were at the residence as the transaction was conducted. Owens then gave Lee the rock cocaine. Lee and CW departed location at approximately 11:55 p.m. At the staging location, Lee turned off the body recorder and transmitter. Lee maintained possession of the rock cocaine until it was placed into evidence.